for the Spotify listeners who are watching the video and can't see my crinkly shirt.
They think it looks great.
They think it looks excellent. Welcome to the show. This is the Pitch of Discontent. I'm Owen.
And I am Paige.
This is episode 219. And Paige,
Wow.
how you doing?
I'm a little bit funky today.
Yeah.
My health has not been great
This
so
is
far
true.
this year.
I've been very fatigued lately.
Just a bit run down. Trying to get through it. Fucking America. Maybe something just before America has just had me feeling so ill.
Yeah. I mean, the trail of symptoms from what we call it in the States is meant to be like 8 weeks. So we're still very much in the thick of
Unless
like,
you have an
recovery.
immunocompromised system, which I specifically have asthma, and it was a viral infection of my lungs. So who knows how long this is going to take
It'll just
to
trail
recover
out
from.
forever.
But that's kind of, where I'm at.
Fair enough.
But I love you guys, and I contemplated having a little bit of a skip day today, but I literally was like, but I'm missing all the good tracks.
And depending on how she feels, she may dip.
I might have to just go have a little lay.
And that's okay too.
We'll see how we go. Hopefully I can power through this shit.
Yeah.
Thing with powering through is that, like, eventually it catches up to me. And as much as I love this job and doing this job, I have another job.
An actual job that pays our bills. Yeah.
I mean,
shout out to the Patreon.
Yeah,
you guys are important.
Don't disregard our patrons. They definitely deserve my all as well. It's just hard to juggle both.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're right, Reese.
He's okay. All right. Do you have anything music related you want to mention at the top of the show?
Oh yeah, that Johnny Craig era Dance Gavin Dance is currently going viral.
Some might say the worst era.
People are like, yeah, let's separate the art from the artist, and I was like, you weren't there though. That was
shit.
my favorite fucking band when that happened.
It's so funny too because you were like, oh hey, Dance Gavin Dance is trending on TikTok. And I just automatically assumed...
You were like, it's just, it could have been dealt with better.
The previous vocalist and previous drama.
I was like,
and you're like, no. We're talking the old stuff.
The nails are in the coffin on this one.
And I just think it's very funny that it's a band that has multiple eras, multiple vocalists, separate dramas.
Multiple problematic
separate
vocalists.
controversies.
Yeah, for sure.
So, interesting.
Yeah, but like really good music.
The music's great.
I mean, I guess that's subjective. There's a lot of people that can't stand DGD, but like for me, definitely one of the all-time faves. But
no, they're objectively great, but they've just been unfortunate at being able to not keep a single vocalist that isn't problematic.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I still think that there was like a way for... it's like Dan Harmon, right? Like he did the wrong fucking thing and behaved like an asshole, but like owned it.
Completely owned it, yeah.
Just took responsibility for his actions and worked with the person that he harmed to rectify the situation.
Yeah.
And there was definitely, in my perspective, a path for that.
Absolutely.
With Tillian, and instead they were just like, nah. And that's what bums me out about it, especially as like an actual fan. Like maybe a female fan, because I know like a lot of people are like, get over it. But
yeah,
for now, like I can listen to the Johnny Craig era again, but I prefer to listen to Kurt. It's safe there.
The least problematic of the three.
Yeah, Kurt's an angel. Okay. He's just a graphic designer.
They're not problematic at all.
We're fine. Graphic designers are sick.
All right. Well, I have a couple of albums to shout out at the top, and I'm just going to speed run through these. So Downward dropped a self-titled record last week. Surprise release. It's fantastic. Whitechapel dropped a new record.
No fucking way.
Called Hymns of Dissonance.
I missed that.
Really, really good.
What's the sound they're going for?
It's kind of leaning on the heavier deathcore sort of stuff, but still great.
Yeah.
And still just like...
That was never the question.
Aggressive and weird.
Yeah.
Really, really good. So old and new Whitechapel fans will dig that. Ingrown released their record called Idaho.
Oh, cool.
Very hard. Sleeperzoid, who we featured on the show, put out their EP Running with the Dogs. It's fantastic. There's a song on that sounds like vintage era Block Party. It fucking rules.
Oh shit, that's sick.
And then
You are the bluest light.
and the band Staticlone, which we featured on the show, put out their record Better Living Through Static Vision. Also very dope. So I will flash these on the screen. Go listen to those records.
I
They
always
rule.
like when bands reference their band names in their albums.
Well, just you
Have
wait.
I got a treat for
Have
you?
I got a track for you? So let's get into that. Should we just get into the main show?
National Tiles. That was the
gonna
accent
hit,
you
like-
just put on.
It's going to hit like 2% of our
What's
audience.
his name
You're welcome.
again? Is it Ted from National Tiles?
I have no idea.
The National Tiles. That one's etched in my brain.
All right, let's do the main show. Let's go.
All right, let's do it.
Let's go.
And we're back. Do we really have to like do a segue like that every time? Can we not just do the show?
We can do the show, but that segue helps me in the edit, and I put a little like clip that joins the two bits. And then it also helps give me a time code that I can do for the YouTube. It's all for me. This is all like me shit.
This is where our ad read would go. If we
This
had,
is true. If we
we
had
had
sponsors.
sponsors.
Do you want to sponsor the show? Hit me up.
Hit us up. Let us know.
Emails and the links and stuff.
Yeah, that's very professional.
First up for this week, Paige, I have a new track from friends of the show, dear friends, and also friends of the show, Brisbane Alt Rockers The Comfort.
Oh, yeah. You know when they're like members that attended your wedding that maybe
Yeah.
there's a bit of bias.
Well, I said friends of the
Your-
show, and then I was like, well, we were friends before the show. So,
Yeah.
like, friends,
Honestly,
and then
some
friends
of the
show.
original supporters of the show.
Absolutely.
Such good homies.
Day ones for sure. We featured them in August last year. They put out The Weight of the World.
Yeah.
It was a standalone single. They're back with a new one,
Great
but it's
track.
not so new because it is a cover of
I know, I love
somebody
it.
else by the 1975.
Spoiler, this will not be an authentic first impression from me because I saw it on TikTok and immediately was like, oh my God, this is great.
Now, cards on the table, not a 1975 guy. Never listened to a full record.
See, I'm a Halsey fan,
Okay.
and those who know, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know Matty Healy has like controversy and stuff. I really just don't care or know anything about it.
Yeah.
But I know that people love his band. So
I just really think like I remember that he got cancelled because of something Adam Friedland said on a podcast that he was on, and he didn't even say anything. Like he
was this
just
the Ice Spice.
he just like
Eskimo
awkwardly
comment?
laughed at the statement. And I think about that all the time is like, even if you're just passively around someone else being problematic, it's enough to ruin your career, apparently. And that's like crazy to me.
Did it ruin his career though?
No, he's fine.
He's fine.
He's fine. I mean, it's, you know what's really wild? Robbie Williams
Okay.
and Oasis exist. And like, they've said the craziest shit on Maine.
Oasis have a career entirely because the Gallaghers say crazy shit about each other and then about
And then
other
about
people.
other bands. Yeah. And artists.
That band
So
entirely
it just,
runs
like,
off beef.
Sometimes like I think about cancel culture and like how kind of rabid the, you know, the lynch mob can be. And I'm just like, man, remember the like back in the day when people would just say the most fucking wild shit and everyone would just be like, ha ha.
I mean, that's why tabloid press exists
Yeah.
to cover the most inane,
When they do that.
but also the craziest
It was
shit.
almost more celebrated then. And I don't know if like I'm by all means not doing like some anti-woke speech here. Like I think that it's probably better to be more accepting and inclusive of each other.
Totally.
It's just a stark comparison when you really think about it, especially in the form of like, I don't know,
Entertainment.
I would say that the 1975 are kind of like their main pop dude band at the moment. Like as far as mainstream music goes, I don't know any other band in British media that's doing anything like in that mainstream
No, that's fair.
segment, right? Like, am I missing anybody? There
No.
should be people that are way better. Maybe not way better. I don't want the 1975 fans killing us.
Yes. Well, hopefully they enjoy this cover by The Comfort because it is great. I reached out to Dom and Liam and I was like, hey, song rules. Do you have any like press comments or quotes or anything you want me to read out? And Dom was like, nah. So
Thanks, Dom.
I guess just enjoy the song. I can confirm that there's more new stuff on the way, but that is as much as I will say.
Yeah, that's all we're giving you.
Being very
You just have to be patient. We have the comfort at home.
All right, let's just listen to the cover. This is the comfort, somebody else.
I don't want your body, but I hate to think about you with somebody else. Our love is gone cold, you're intertwining your soul with somebody else. I'm looking through you while you're looking through your phone, and then leaving with somebody else. No, I don't want your body.
With somebody else.
So good.
Yeah, it's super pretty. There's like an airiness that the Comfort bring to all of their music, and that's definitely not something that's as prevalent in a 1975
No, and like
song.
I was looking up kind of some like details around the song and the original release. I also just like, we always talk about bringing back long song titles and like MySpace song titles. The record that this song is from is called I Like It When You Sleep, For You Are So Beautiful, Yet So Unaware of It.
Fucking Matty Healy. Oh my
Incredible.
God.
Love it. No notes.
Matty Healy to me seems like the kind of guy who really likes how his farts smell.
In it.
In it. But he also seems like he'd be really fun to get on the piss with at the same time.
Yeah, for sure. He
Like
seems
he'd be like
a party guy.
See, the metallic palette I was going with for this song is shades of ergo and yellowish brown. And that's why you hear a lot of the high-end shine through the kit, because at the time I was drinking and smoking a lot of LSD. And that's why it's about my mother's cat, Samantha. And that's
funnily enough, the most respectful British accent she's done on the show. So.
yeah, actually can do an all right British accent. Also, Nepo babies. Don't forget his mother is very wealthy and famous. I'm just saying the Comfort probably should be this band.
Absolutely. And like, yeah, to your point, they've definitely kind of like thickened up the chorus. It's definitely more rockier, which is like
There's
their
more
forte.
noodly shit in the guitar.
But the original song has a very like synth pop instrumental, and I think they keep some of that.
It definitely does.
Some of that melody and some of that like pop sensibility, but it
Yeah.
is like more airy and textured, which is the Comfort's speciality.
For sure.
So.
That's exactly what I felt too. It really brings the Comfort to this song.
And also having Liam and Dom as like incredible vocalists in their own right, and like the real hook
Off
of the
its head.
the real hook of the Comfort is them being
Is
able
their
to like
beautiful angelic voices
just
intertwining with each other.
yeah,
Ridiculous. Too much talent.
too much talent.
I've had enough of it.
Quit it.
The only song I do remember from the 1975 is from Tumblr era, like early 2010s. It's like, and guns hid it under our petticoats. And like, honestly, this is a way nicer song than that.
You went from the respectful British to the derogatory British almost immediately.
Well, I think he was like mostly shit-faced during like that whole album. So like, to be fair, I probably was being charitable with that British accent.
Okay,
So.
fair. Should we move on to the next song for this week? All right. So I have a new one from Nam/Melbourne metallic hardcore crew Forewarned. They're putting out their debut full length. It's called Only God Forgives. It's coming out on April 11th. They put out a promo in 2023 simply called Melbourne Straight Edge, which is like pretty hard. And then since then, they've racked up supports for Tsunami, Terror, Kubla Khan, Speed, Day of Contempt, covering all the bases there with old, new, international, and Australian. Their debut LP expands on the foundation of that demo with, quote, furious high-intensity hardcore with a metallic edge comparable to Ringworm, Integrity, and fellow old-school Australians. My Ansner. Hey, what's up?
I'm just shaking the table again. Mine's there.
I will do what I want.
Just take your elbows off if you're going to gesticulate.
But this leans into the bit that I was saying, like, just wait, do I have a track for you? So the debut, the lead single from the debut record is Forewarned by Forewarned.
Yeah,
so it's
nice.
like they did the thing.
So the lead single is Forewarned, it's by Forewarned, and the album is
Only God Forgives.
Missed Opportunity.
It's not quite a God's hate, God's hate, but pretty close.
Man, God's Hate by God's Hate on God's Hate. So good.
Incredible. Great bumper sticker.
Totally. Don't we have that here somewhere?
We do, yeah. Anyway, let's listen to the track Forewarned by Forewarned.
Let's go.
Let's go. That whole, like, it's like a 2-minute song, and that last minute is just like a solid build up to that like mosh part.
It feels like
incredible dive bomb.
Circle pit music.
Definitely.
You know?
But that dive bomb is just like held for so fucking long. And then there's
good
like
refrain.
Good little like double kick bit, the fucking gang vocal, like
yeah, it's the kind of shit that you
kiss.
just immediately are like, well, this is going to slap live.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, this has got so much energy on a track.
Yeah.
It's going to be absolutely batshit in person.
Yeah, they're doing a record release through Kingpin here in Melbourne. And
That's sick.
I think it's almost sold out. But they're also, I'm not sure if they're bringing them out, but there's a band from the Philippines called Shock Point who do like
That's
fucking
sick.
edge metal, and they're on the lineup. And I was just like, whoa, they're getting this random band from the Philippines.
This side of the world is really fucking popping off with this kind of music. And it's just like, honestly, fills
Melbourne
me.
in particular.
Yeah. But it also like the Philippines.
No, totally. I agree.
Like, and fucking Japan. And like, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like, I don't know. I guess they're all kind of busy over there on that side of the planet with, you know, their like trade war and stuff. But like, it's fun to be on the fun side of the planet.
Yeah, we're having a ball over here.
We're just having a really fun time.
It's good stuff.
Not everything's perfect, you know. There's definitely some shit going on in the Middle East.
True.
Is that this side?
I mean, we had the whole cyclone.
Yeah, true.
You know,
Yeah.
Peter Dunn looks like Voldemort. So.
The cyclone seemed to like not be as bad as it could have been.
I
mean, it doesn't mean that it doesn't suck that the pubs got wiped out, the people's homes got wiped out.
Totally,
Don't get
like,
me wrong.
obviously, that's awful for
Do you
people.
know, just for a second, as someone who grew up in central and fucking far north Queensland, I'm really disappointed in southeast Queensland for the amount of people I saw swimming in floodwaters. What the fuck is wrong with you? That's mostly poop. And you can drown. Imagine dying in someone else's shit. What are you doing? Get it together, guys. Jesus Christ.
Next up for side A, we have Blackpool alt rock shoegazers Blanket. You might remember these guys from last year. They put out a record called Ceremonia through Church Road Records.
That's a cool name.
Yeah, it was a really, really good record, one that I enjoyed.
Is that like Latin for ceremony?
I don't know. Could be.
You're meant to be the philosopher. You're meant to be
Doesn't mean I have an encyclopedic knowledge of Latin.
I don't know, man. It seems like you should. If you can afford education, it should be in everything, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, how dare I?
And then it should be free for me through you.
I wrote about this one in the newsletter. I described the record as sounding like artsy space rock of the cave-in and hum variety meets the crushing wall of sound approach of Ride and Swerve Driver. Pretty happy with that description, so that's why I read it out. I love quoting me to me. Now the band are said to be focusing on their roots, hard at work on their 4th studio album, set for release later this year. They have a new single. It's called Levitate. And got a little quote here. They said, "We match the energy of the song to the lyrics. It makes you feel like you're floating in a way, hence the title, Levitate."
Oh, that's sick. I like all
not
of
levitating, not another cover.
that. Oh, I mean, that would have been fine too. I would have allowed it. I love it when music makes me feel like I'm levitating.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Let's
Fuck
listen
gravity.
to it. Why did he even invent it?
This is Blanket, Levitate.
That track slapped. I don't like it. I mean, yeah, definitely made me feel like I was levitating. And I think that was the general angle. What about you? How did you feel? Mm-hmm. Oh, Owen, welcome back.
God damn it. You asked me to make a tea, and then you come back in and you cut in the show without me. I don't like it.
Sorry, what?
Disrespect.
What? Also,
Disrespect.
fuck you, Isaac Newton.
Isaac Newton found dead in a ditch.
We don't need your gravity.
Reese says hello.
Hey, little dog. Oh, he's had a haircut. He's looking so fresh.
He's a
Well
good boy.
done, little boy.
Great track from Blanket.
Mm.
What I particularly love about them is that they managed to keep a sense of momentum with the track, but also can still explore all of those like spacey kind of textures and melodies and stuff.
Swirling, kind of humming. There's like delays in there. It's really cool.
It never feels slow, never feels drawn out. There's like a constant pulse going on underneath.
It's just like a really full mix for what sounds like quite a simple framework of song.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And that's not easy to achieve.
No.
How does something sound complicated yet easy listening, simple at the same time?
I know. They pull it off.
Fucking wild. And do you know what? I love it.
Yes.
And I did feel like I was walking on air. In fact, I'm really tired and it made me sleepy.
Well, we'll keep rolling with side A. So the next song I have for you is from Hardcore Heavyweights Gridiron.
That's exactly what I need right now.
Yes.
You got to get me back up.
Okay, we'll pump you up. So they're back with a new record. This one is called Poetry from Pain,
Oh, cool.
and it arrives on May 30th.
That's my favorite kind of poetry.
via the new label Blue
Fuck you,
Grape
green
Music.
eggs and ham. That's shit poetry.
The band features members of Neverending Game, Simulacra, and Scarab, and it connects the Philadelphia, Delaware, and Michigan areas.
So a supergroup.
Kind of, yeah. They
What do
dropped.
you mean, kind of? He's implying you guys aren't super.
No, that's
Write
not
a
what I'm
letter.
implying. That's not what I'm implying at all.
Write a letter to his manager. That's me.
So the band put out their first full length in 2022. It was called No Good at Goodbyes. And the lead single from the newest record, Mascot, acts as a spiritual successor to the track Trench, which was kind of the hit from the first record.
Yeah.
There's like a lyrical like diss in there that refers back to that song.
Yeah,
I'll point that
okay.
out to you after we listen to it. But I got a quote here from vocalist Matthew Carl, who says, "Mascot is about people who say they are going to do things and don't follow through with them, no matter what it is."
Oh, man, that's me.
Oh, so it's about you.
I'm a sleepy girl, okay?
You're
I'll
the
be
mascot.
like, see, the thing is that I have
She is
both
the mascot of the show.
social
Reese
anxiety
is the mascot of the show.
and ADHD. And the ADHD is like, easy dopamine. Yes, I will be at that party. Yes, I will be at that event. And then the social anxiety kicks in later and is like, nope,
I won't
I
be.
would prefer not to attend any of that.
Leave the cave? How dare I?
Yeah. But other than that, I'm always there for you when it comes in clutch because I'm a good friend.
Yes,
And that's what really matters.
indeed. Well, let's listen to the track. This is Gridiron, Mascot.
Let's do it.
Make your move. Pressure breaks pipes, it'll break you too. Round for round, we outlast in the bell. Now let's see who makes it faster to hell. We headed up to here with the have and the have-nots. And you ain't even on the bench no more. No, no, you're just a mascot. So we strike when the iron's hot. You may be headed for the hills, but Gridiron's not. Now we're here to take the crown, so don't make a sound.
You're just a mascot.
I was like, it's like Beastie Boys and Kill Switch Engage.
Well, with all those
Those are
pinches,
pinch harmonics, yeah.
I love it how it's just like throughout the entire verse. It's just like, what if I just pinched on every bar?
Like a Coheed and Cambria intro.
Yeah, it's great. Love it.
Yeah, I enjoyed that thoroughly. It's kind of like what I think Limp Bizkit wished they were, is what I would say. It also
sure.
has like a really similar rhythm in the chorus to that one POD song.
Tick, tick, boom.
Tick, tick, boom.
Cool.
An interpolation.
That's entirely what they were going
Not
for.
one for one. I don't think that's what they were going for at all, which is why I felt like the need to say it because it's funny. Because they're obviously kind of way cooler than Pod. So
Yeah. I was saying to you that like the reference point for me is like Biohazard because they were like the hard
good
like,
game
quite,
too.
like
Good video game.
like quite literally like a hard New York hardcore band that also just like
What came
had
first?
raps.
The band or the video game?
Probably the band, I think.
I think so.
Yeah.
Although
I'd have to
I
fact
can't
check
remember if the Biohazard that I played in the early 2000s was like an original release. I feel like that might have been a remake.
Yeah. Well, Biohazard were definitely like a 90s
Yeah.
New York hardcore band. So
But I feel like Biohazard, the video game, could be originally like an 8-bit arcade game.
Like an arcade game.
Yeah.
That's entirely possible.
I can't remember.
I don't know.
I'm going to Google this later and I'll tell you guys later.
So the lyric that I wanted to draw your attention to is in the chorus where he's like, we've had it with the haves and the have-nots. You know, you're not even on the bench. No, you're just a mascot.
You're not even in the game, bitch.
And that goes back to Trench where
That's
like
fine. The mascot's important too.
where the main line of Trench was like, you're on the bench. We're in the trench.
Yeah.
So now it's like, you're not even on the bench, bitch. You're a mascot. Fucking.
You didn't even show up to the game.
Yeah.
Except for in a little clown suit.
Anyway,
We
Stoked.
never had mascots in our sports balls.
No.
And you know what? If there was more theatre in Australian sports ball, I might have enjoyed it more. Do you know what I mean? Like halftime shows in America, fucking crazy, so sick. And they started introducing that to like AFL over the last few years, and that has been sick. So I would just like a little bit more showboating.
I remember going to like Broncos games and stuff in high school, and like they have cheerleaders, but like it's not really on the level of like
I have
proper,
friends
like,
that
NFL cheerleader.
ended up being like professional cheerleaders
Yeah.
and stuff. Friends, associates, because I'm not fucking cool at all. But they were like, my brother was like really good at fucking sports ball, and he always dated the obviously like the hot chicks and stuff. So when I say friends, I mean various very beautiful women that he dated when we were teenagers in our early 20s.
Yeah.
Totally my friends. You know? Still me in high school. Like, oh yeah, I'm like friends with them. We're just like buds. But yeah, some of them did become professional cheerleaders. But I don't
Good
think
for
I've. Oh yeah, you're right. They do have cheerleaders at
They do.
certain games. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it's not as much fanfare for
No,
it.
definitely not.
And that would get me more interested, is all I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You've got to dress it up a bit.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, I'm really there for the performance art of it all, you know? And the attractive men in very, very small pants.
The smallest pants.
They're very small pants. And that's
let's
nice.
get to our final track for Side A this week. This is a new signing for Australia powerhouse label Grayscale Records. This is
Yay!
Nam/Melbourne metalers Melting. New
Cool.
band that I was not familiar with until I saw this signing, so that's kind of crazy.
That is cool. They got, what is it? You got it. Moxie.
They got the Moxie.
They got the Moxie.
So the band's latest single is called 874, and it speaks to overwhelming feelings of isolation and frustration. And the band pair that with a really kind of relentless instrumental. It's very energetic, big kind of like sludgy, quaking riffs and
I
stuff.
love how you describe music like you would a like 3-course meal. Like, yeah, these hints of delicious mahogany come from the barrel that it was brewed in, and it pairs nicely with these thick, girthy bass lines.
She just wanted to say girthy. That's what that whole bit was for.
Girth. Little pants and girth.
I have a
Nothing?
No.
Not gonna give that a fucking minute.
Have a quote from the band about the song 874. They say, "We knew we were onto something when we all heard the final version of the song. The collective feeling was, this is what we've been trying to make. This is Melting." There was
That's
a moment
cool.
where it felt like the direction was clear, like we finally found our bearings, and what came after that was 874.
Imagine that must feel very euphoric.
Yeah.
You'd be like, oh shit,
We finally
we
clicked it.
found the thing. And also, leading up to it would be very frustrating trying to find the thing.
Yeah. You got to find joy in the process, though.
I'm not. I'm just more of an
It's
end
about
result.
the journey, not the
I'm
destination,
It's
Paige.
the climb.
All right. Well, excuse me. Let's get into the song and then we can chat about the climb on the back end. This is Melting 874.
All right, let's do this.
Let's go.
Could never stop this mountain, picking at my empty roots. Speaks through my mouth, reaches the root.
Was that girthy enough for you?
It did have a girthy bass line.
I'm sorry I didn't give the girth comment enough juice.
You fucked for that. No, that was sick.
It's dope.
Yeah, for sure. I enjoyed it a lot. I liked guitar wise, it was giving like a bit of a like you know that overly distorted metalcore sound, but then obviously like vocals are hard as fuck and like it's another song that you're like, oh, this will be sick live.
It's kind of similar to what we were talking about with the Heaven's Gate single, like knowing like when to put the stops in, when to kind of pull back all the instrumental layers. Like there's that little run in there that's like just the bass riff and the bass sounds fucking girthy as hell.
It's very girthy.
So like,
I love a girthy bass line.
she's right. It was girthy.
Correct.
Little shorts, lots of girth.
And that's what this song's all about.
Yes, the girthiest riffs. Well, that brings us to the end of side A for this week. Hope you had fun riding along with that. We're going to be on the Patreon doing side B if Paige can stay with us.
Yeah,
And
I'm
then-
sorry if I looked sleepy. I'm doing my best. I hope I'm still entertaining. I would argue that like me with severe fatigue is genuinely funnier than me without severe fatigue because like I couldn't filter myself if I wanted to. Some of the shit I've said these last few weeks on this fucking podcast, holy crap. But you know what? We're here, we're queer, deal with it.
We'll see you next week. Jump on over to side B, patreon.com/tpdpod.
Yeah, love you guys. Goodbye.
Subscribe now to the Pitch of Discontent Patreon to receive access to extended cuts of our bonus episodes, as well as exclusive behind-the-scenes content, monthly Patreon-only episodes, member-only votes, the TPD community chat, and much more. Go now to patreon.com/tpdpod and join for as little as $5 a month. That link again is patreon.com/tpdpod. Thanks for watching the show.